So in this video we are going to see what is batch and batch management in SAP Materials Management. So basically a batch is a uniqueness given to a material that is being held in stock. It is a subset which can be managed separately from other subsets of the same material. Say for example, if a lot of a material that has been produced for a particular time can be stored in stock as a batch, and in the next production run whichever be the lot that will get produced can be saved as a different batch. So more or less a batch represents a non-reproducible homogeneous unit with unique specifications. So now, at which levels a batch can be activated? A batch can be activated at three different levels. At client level, wherein which if a batch number has been created for a material, then the same batch number cannot be maintained for a different material, which means one batch number is unique and cannot be reproduced or maintained for different materials, and it is unique at client level. Second one, in combination of material. Say for example, if a material exists in both the plants, still if a batch has been created for one plant, then it can be extended into the another plant as well. This is the advantage of maintaining the batch at material level. Third one, in combination of plant and material. Here a batch can be maintained for a plant and for a material. So these are the three different levels at which a batch can be activated. What is the importance of batch? One can split the production or procurement of a material into different batches depending upon the date and time of production and date of expiration. It will help to recognize the materials according to their expiration dates. Batch management can be used in all industries, and this can be maintained or configured with and without classifications. Now let us see what are the different configuration settings that need to be set up for a batch management. Step 1. Activate batch management at whichever be the level business wants. Step 2. Activate the batch number assignment. If a batch number has to be generated internally, then one has to activate the number assignment. Step 3. Maintain batch class using CL02, in which batch characteristics such like expiration date, shelf life, etc. can be maintained. Those batch characteristics can be maintained using transaction CT04. Step 4. Create batch access sequence and maintain it in a condition table. Step 5. Assign the condition in batch search procedure. Step 6. Define the strategy type and assign the batch search procedure, and the class which we have configured previously has to be maintained in this strategy type. Step 7. Create a material for which batch has to be maintained, but here the batch management has to be activated, wherein which one can see the batch management checkbox in MM01. And last, one has to maintain a batch condition record using transaction VCH1. This will help to pick the batch according to the first in first out or last in first out rule while creating the sales order. So now let us go ahead and see how these can be configured and a process can be determined in SAP. So now, in order to activate the batch, one has to execute the transaction SPRO IMG Logistics General batch management specify batch level. Here go to the batch level. Here we are going to activate it at material level, and we are activating batch status management. After that, we have to create the characteristics. Here a characteristics is already created, which is batch underscore SLED. Here we are considering the batch as per the SLED, shelf life expiration date. So in order to create these characteristics, we are executing transaction CT04. In additional data, the table name and field name which we have used to monitor SLED for a batch is MCHA table and VFDAT. So now, once characteristic has been created, this has to be assigned in class using the transaction CL02. So once we maintain the description, we have to go to characteristic tab and maintain the characteristic batch underscore SLED. Now, batch number assignment. One has to maintain an internal batch number assignment range, wherein which we can see if there is any batch numbers that are configured. Here currently the batch that is being used is 784, which is internal number range. If one has to use an external number range, then this is the number that can be used to give a batch number externally. Next one. Here if we go to batch determination and batch check, now we have to go to define sort rules, wherein which we have already configured a sort sequence. If we click on enter, here we can see a button with characteristics, wherein which we have to assign our characteristics. If we tick on ascending, then system will prompt first in first out process. If descending is checked, then system automatically understand that it has to follow last in first out process. So now, once a strategy type has been configured, this has to be maintained in if a sort rule has been maintained or configured already, this has to be maintained in strategy type. Here we are using SD strategy type, because once I get a batch into the inventory, then while issuing it, system want to undergo first in first out. So in order to do that, we have to go through SD strategy type. Here in SD02, which is a combination of customer, material and plant, I have assigned the class that I have created and the sort sequence. So once this is maintained, then we can see a batch search procedure. Here in this procedure, we have to assign the strategy type. We have to make sure that this strategy type should exist in this batch procedure. And finally, we have to allocate this batch search procedure. So for whichever be the sales org, distribution channel and sales document we are using, we have to assign this batch search procedure. So now, in order to do batch management scenario, I have created a material. wherein which I have assigned or activated the batch management. So here we can see the mandatory prerequisites are item category group, without which we can't execute sales order. Likewise, we have to activate batch management checkbox here. Now in plant data and storage location, we have to give minimum shelf life and total shelf life. Once we give this, then only system will prompt to give the manufacturing date, so that system will check SLED automatically. So these are the prerequisites we have created. Likewise, either with respect to customer or material, or with respect to customer, material and plant, we need to create a batch record. Here I have created with respect to customer and material, wherein which I have assigned the selection criteria. System will pick whichever be the batch that will expire within 30 days or which have shelf life more than 30 days. Likewise, I have assigned the sorting rule here, wherein which system will pick first in first out depending upon the shelf life expiration date. Here we can see that. So once done, whenever we are doing goods receipt, enter the plan. Let me change the posting date. So now if I click on check, system will ask to give the date of manufacturing or date of production. Because of the data I had maintained in plant data or storage location tab in material master, wherein which I have maintained maximum shelf life and total shelf life data. Now it is okay. Post it. Now we can go ahead and see by creating a sales order, and we can see which batch system will pick automatically. Now let us execute VA01 transaction to create sales order. So this is the sales area for which we have assigned the batch procedure. Click on enter. So this is the a customer number with which we have created a condition record, batch condition record. Click on enter. Now click on material. So here we can see batch determination. So once we click on it, we can see how system is assigning the batches. So before going forward, so these are the different batches I have taken in as a part of goods receipt. Here we can see this is the batch that is going to expire. So after this batch only, 798 batch only, the remaining 2 batches will get expired. So 798 batch is the one which will expire first. Shelf life expiration date. So here we can see, depending upon the expiration which will going to happen. Firstly, system has picked the batch. So this is how batch determination works, depending upon shelf life, expiration date and first in first out scenario. Copy S. So here we can see now the batch has been copied. So we can save and we can proceed for creating delivery and goods issue. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.